When a man walks into a Florida convenience store waving a gun around saying he wants to kill someone, that's the kind of moment that strips away theory, politics, and internet bravado. You're left with one decision: act or freeze. But this time, the person who acted wasn't a cop, wasn't a soldier, wasn't even some self-defense instructor. It was a woman working behind the counter of a small food mart in the middle of the afternoon.
Thank you. An Indian River County man was arrested for waving a gun outside of a food mart.
Well, the incident took place in the middle of the afternoon here at the Wabasso food store. People we talked to inside are thankful no one was injured.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Man up here got a gun. He's just telling everybody to get out the store. He want to kill somebody.
According to the Indian River County Sheriff's Office, the suspect pulled out a gun outside the Wabasso food mart and started waving it.
Okay, what is he doing?
He's got a gun. He just went in the store. He just drawed it on my sister.
This woman was inside the store at the time.
I was so scared. Yeah.
And what did you hear?
My heart was just pumping.
Investigators say an employee inside the store recognized the suspect, walked up, grabbed him by his shirt and pants, and then pulled him outside. She then pulled out her gun and told him to drop his gun. And when he didn't comply, she fired 2 rounds into the air to scare him.
Hey, y'all better help us send somebody.
Okay, listen, stay on the phone.
Hey, somebody better get that gun.
Deputies arrived on scene and placed the suspect into custody. He's been identified as Calvert Allen. Eyewitnesses are grateful no one was harmed.
Now, let's talk about what just happened here. According to the report, this guy walks into the store, gun in hand, threatening to kill people. And this woman, this store employee, doesn't just panic and hide. She recognizes him, grabs him by his shirt and pants, and drags him outside, pulls her own gun, and then tells him to drop his. When he doesn't comply, she fires 2 warning shots into the air. Let me read you exactly how the news article describes it. Investigators say an employee inside the store recognized the suspect, walked up, grabbed him by his shirt and pants, and then pulled him outside. She then pulled out her gun and told him to drop his gun. When he didn't comply, she fired 2 rounds into the air to scare him. Look, legally speaking, warning shots are almost always a bad idea. In most states, you're either justified in pulling the trigger or you're not. There's no legal gray zone called shooting to scare. When you fire a bullet into the air, that round's coming back down somewhere. Maybe on someone's car, maybe through someone's window, maybe into someone's head. That's why under most laws, warning shots are treated as the same thing as firing at someone. But here's where the law and human nature collide. Because I get it. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wakes up hoping to take a life. Even if you're completely justified, there's still a part of you that doesn't want that weight on your soul. This woman didn't shoot out of recklessness or ego. She shot out of desperation and compassion. She was trying to stop a man with a gun, a man who, according to people who knew him, was going through some personal issues.
And people who know the suspect say he has been going through some personal issues. He faces several charges.
And that's what makes this situation so complex, because the law doesn't account for compassion. It accounts for force, for reasonableness, for threat, but not for the human impulse to give someone one last chance before you take their life. Florida, of all places, is one of the few states that actually addressed this issue after the Marissa Alexander case, a woman who fired a warning shot and got sentenced under the 1020 life law. The public backlash led Florida to pass a bill in 2014 that gave judges more discretion in cases involving warning shots used in self-defense. So, if there's any place where a prosecutor might not hammer this woman for firing into the air, it's Florida. Still, legally and tactically, warning shots are kind of a gamble, because in the eyes of the law, if you were in enough danger to pull the trigger, that round better be intended to stop the threat, not simply scare it. But from a human standpoint, I understand her. I respect her courage, and I understand her hesitation. She didn't run, she didn't freeze, she faced danger head on and tried to preserve life in the process. That is not cowardice, that's compassion under fire. And honestly, that compassion probably saved his life too. Now, moments like this are why I always talk about the importance of knowing the law. Not just how to shoot, but when can you shoot and when you shouldn't. Because in a real world situation, those split-second decisions can change your entire life. Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, USCCA. They're not just another gun legal membership company. They're the most comprehensive membership you can have for situations exactly like this. A USCCA membership gives you the education and legal protection you need before something like this ever happens. You know exactly what Florida law says about warning shots, whether they're legal, and more importantly, whether they're wise. Because it's not just about pulling the trigger, it's about understanding every consequence that comes with it. And if God forbid you ever had to defend yourself, they'd have your back legally and financially, covering your defense costs and connecting you with an attorney right away. So if you're a responsible gun owner, the kind who takes this stuff seriously, I'm gonna put a link in the description section of this video for you to check out a USCCA membership. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.